what I have here is we have a gap that was not filled yesterday. So on the 5 minute, we had a buy signal that hit take profit. There was no drawdown. That was great. Um, hmm, let's highlight this little gap. I'm gonna leave it this orange color just so we kind of know what that is. And this is technically the lows. So we have the lows and then we have our new all-time highs. I always forget what color I used. All right, that'll do, I guess. Yes, I am actually creating an indicator of all-time highs and not all-time highs, highs and lows of every single day. So it's already marked out for us. So that's going to be included in that whole thing. It's not extra, it's all included. And we do have pocket option ready over here. So time to wait till market open. How's everyone doing this morning? I will take a look at the message on WAMP when I get off of here. I literally woke up late today. I was up all night with the kids. Yeah, I wonder what today will be like. We're gonna see. We kind of have a small range here. I'm doing well, a little tired, still waking up. Yeah, I woke up late. No breakfast, no coffee, no nothing. I fed everybody in under 5 minutes and I ran. That was my morning. Oh, we got a bunch of buyers and sellers building up. Another thing that you guys can use if you want to take a look at order flow and see how it's building up is if you go to Tradivate and oh, if you go to Tradivate and sign in, hold on, let me sign in here. All right. Now I can bring it back on. If you come over here, I showed this to you the other day, the bid ask volume. This is another way you can see where the buyers and sellers are. So it's just another chart type. So instead of candlesticks or Hakanashi, it's the big bid ask volume. And if you scroll, you have to scroll, you can't drag it. You have to scroll on your mouse, and then over here you have to scroll too. And as you scroll, it will start showing you the amount of orders. But if you don't want to look at it that close, mine's running on a 1 minute chart. You can kind of just see where they're building up right here from far away. So that's another one. So I have my indicator that I'm creating over here. And then I also have the buyers and sellers building up. So that is just can't use volume candles on your prop. What do you mean? Why can't you use them? They shouldn't have control over that. If you go on TradingView has an order flow footprint, but right now my TradingView account's all messed up. But if you look, there's volume footprint. You'll be able to see it there. It says I need to pay on Tradeovate. I'm using Apex, and Apex allows me to be able to use the bid ask volume. However, if it does ask you to pay and it's like $10 or something, I would say it's worth it. Oh, we're just gonna go down and hit that, fill that gap. Well then, this would be a clean break. I just don't like that's happening before market open. Like, obviously, I would want to fill that gap, but I don't want to get caught up in market open. But that's like the goal is to head down there. So we're going to see where market open goes. We have a lot of buyers kind of building up in this little area. Okay, weird. It didn't let me the other day and now it does. Mine actually said it was like you had to buy it. And then when I clicked on it, it just did it. So I figured it was just me. Sorry, I cannot unmute you. I know some of you guys want me to unmute you, and I have no idea who you are, so I cannot unmute you after what happened the other day. I will not be doing that again. You can message me with any questions that you have, and I can answer them through here, and that's the best I can do. Well, come on, NASDAQ. Yeah, because Buddy gave us a show. That was a disturbing one. I did not need to see that. Good night to all of that. You're gonna tell me we're just gonna continue today. I guess my trade would have worked out. Going down here. What I was looking at, for those that are wondering, looking at this area. Come down here. Close stop. And probably just wants to fill the gap and go back up. Well, I scalped $400, $460 across 7 accounts. So to fill that gap, kind of figured we would continue. So like I said, you don't have to get in on entry. This is like the area that I'm looking at. So you could always get in, like if you go down to the 1 minute, you could always get in on that next candle, which is what I did. Waited for that next candle. Next candle did like a tiny little pullback, as you could see, and continued down. And I just took a little bit of that. If you've been watching the video since the beginning, you know that you don't have to hold it all the way from entry. You can get in at any time between point A to point B. You would just have to wait for the pullbacks or wait for the next candle. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just had a stupid day where we just like tap down here. But you never know. Never know. We might go past that. Just a hair. We might. Sometimes we do just to grab more. But the way it's looking, we might stop. Let me look over here. Oh yeah, we got tons of like buying pressure coming up. Quick $274. Awesome. Yeah, I should have just left that signal there to begin with. That was my fault. $300 profit with mini because I'm tired of blowing accounts. I'll take it. $300. That's awesome. That is awesome. Just made $670. Congratulations. Yeah, so that's a good day on a half asleep day. I was not prepared for anything today, but I was prepared for this. So did good. Late today. Yeah, I was late waking up. Woke up at like 8:30. Good morning. You got your money and you're leaving? She said, I'm out of here. $670 gone. $400 on that. It does feel like a lazy Thursday. It is. There's something going on today. I hate my job. Well, you like this one you have. You just don't like your other one. Your 9 to 5 one. You think it'll push back up? Probably. I'm never usually the one to grab that. However, we could have, like we usually do, we push back up, we come back down, tap the area again, and then come up again. Sometimes it's a quick tap down into that area. So if you go down to like the 1 minute chart. And you draw your little trend line. You could have a tap back down into that area again. Because if you think of it in a manipulative point of view, they know everyone's getting in on this little buy. They see that it's losing selling pressure. Everyone's going to be like, I'm going to take it long all the way back up. And what happens is we usually come back down here again, smack down low again, even lower than before, just a little bit to hit some stop losses and move back up. That's usually how it flows. The new 5 minute start yet? It did. $165. TradingView always has a delay. It drives me nuts. Or I would be trading on TradingView with you guys. I can't do it. TradingView annoys me. And that was a quick pullback continuation. Quick $400 on the pullback. Well, look at you, April. Congratulations. Why don't I have 8 accounts? I don't have 8 accounts right now because apparently I needed to make $2 more. So that pissed me off because you saw yesterday in the screenshot I made more than enough, but I guess when it translated up top, which I didn't look at. When I made 3,200, I thought, okay, I'm good. But then I really needed $2 more. So I needed to make like 30 something instead of 3,200. So yeah, I had to make $2 last night. And then now I get my eighth one, which is annoying, but it's all good. Uh, you can use Apex. I use Apex. Apex allows you to have 20 accounts. We're probably going to tap down into this zone here. This is a previous high yesterday. We got lots and lots of buyers pulling up here. Hold on 1 second. So exhausted today, not even funny. I'm texting my husband to go bring me down my tea. I need something. Text him to bring me one too. Good night. Good night. He's probably gonna be like, I don't want to be on camera. We're probably gonna pull back up here because the buyers are, yeah, the sellers are getting weak. 10 a.m. we might, like I said, we have a pullback. 10 a.m. we have tap back down into this area, maybe, I would say. But the sellers just don't want to give up. I wouldn't be buying anything right now just because of how undecided it is. Nice little signal. Seemed like a lot of you got in on that. I got in on it like right here to right here. Right here to right here. Yeah, this little area. I took like, I don't know, I think it was 10 points, 10 ticks. What do they call it? Do they call it ticks? Ticks, points. I'm so used to Forex. Then points. Hmm. I don't know. All I know is I trade and I don't care about terminology. I care about how I identify it. I did have someone say that recently on YouTube. I had to delete their comment because they were just being annoying. They're like, you don't even know the terminology, yet you're trading futures. I'm like, I don't care about the terminology. What I care about is, am I profitable with it? And I'm reading it the same way I would read Forex. You know, I actually never traded like manually the currency pairs except for binary options, but I never did Forex currency pairs. I always went right to NASDAQ. Couldn't do the individual pairs. It drove me crazy. Some people try to make it sound like they know something by throwing out acronyms and terms, but they don't know how to trade. That is true. That is true. I know some people don't think my manipulation theory is true. They're like, that's not it. I'm like, what do you think we're all here for? What do you think they're here for? Not to take our money? Like, of course it's manipulation. It's a lot of things. The deeper you get into it, it's like you would have to be a really deep thinker to truly understand the gratification of it. Like I said, I'm probably going to tap down here. Those sellers refuse to give up today. Gold. Gold. What do you mean? What is gold doing? Mm-hmm. It's because of this. This mess. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we did something stupid and came all the way down here. Because this was, what, 355? 355, and we came all the way up here at 405, 420, and then market opens, leaves a gap, and we go all the way up here. Oh yeah, I did gold for a little bit. I do remember that. I told my brother-in-law once that the market is going to move in whatever way, going to liquidate the most people, and he was like, I don't know about that. Oh, what do you think it's going to do? What do you think it's going to do? Look, we got a little 5-minute candle. No wick on the other side. Oh, now we do. Now we do. I saw the orders come right in on that bid ask volume, and it just liquidated all of it. So how many contracts are you using, Chris? Because it mostly if you're losing too much on something like this, it's because you're using too high of contracts. So you might want to go to a micro NQ chart so you get used to it and start out with lower contracts. Understand that there will be drawdown points. Like when I made my $460, I did have a drawdown of a slight pullback of $280, but my max is $500. So I don't let myself go over 500. You only have one contract. Well, I always suggest looking for those pullbacks. So what you would do is you would go down to like a 1-minute chart. You would look for the next candle, wait for the pullback wick and the continuation. This has been weird here. I personally would not do that right now. But up here, when we have the first initial move of the morning, you can always like I said, I took this candle right here. I saw the little wick on the other side, but we were still continuing with such momentum that I got in here. It pulled back a little bit and then continued back down again. And then I got out. And I don't try and catch the whole move. So hopefully that helps. This trade is basically over. Yeah, don't do anything right now. This is ridiculous. This is way, way oversold. We're probably moving up for a little bit of a pullback, and then 10 a.m. pulls around, and we come back here and tap into this zone again. So what you could probably expect to see is something like this. We could do. We still got 10 a.m. You could tell me my husband has not been on his phone in all that time. Don't you know the rule? Everyone is on their phone every minute of the day except for when you message them. Exactly. Drives me crazy. Let me go grab that. Hold on. Now we got my tea, and now I'm good. So this is most likely going to pull up and then come back down here around 10 o'clock. Let's go to 1 minute. Got a little pullback there, but so steep. I'm not liking it. Pullbacks on the wicks work for the direction you're going. What do you mean? I could be half asleep and I don't understand that, but what do you mean? Well, you want to wait for the pullback of the next candle. You don't want to wait until the candle's completed necessarily. You want to wait for the first candle to go, and then the second candle would be the wick, and then get in on that continuation that I talk about. This is the steepest trend line. I guess not when you expand it like that, but like this, it is. No, I'm only market entry. I never do limit. I've missed out on so many opportunities every time I do limit. And then I'm just like banging my head. I'll be like, oh yeah, it's gonna come back to this area. Psych, it doesn't. Or it does and then misses me by a tick. And then I'm not happy. Got some sellers building up here. The start of a 5 minute, almost. I see them coming up right here. Right around this area. Where my crosshair is. I think I'm done for the day. Like, I'm done trading. Up $952. Good recovery. Well, congratulations. That is awesome. Look, we're gonna create a wick on the other side of that candle. We didn't do it there. Probably up there, at least. What did I say? Probably up there. I think it's going. For those that are new, I use my crosshair at little areas, and I basically leave it there sometimes to let you know, like take profit one or where I think it's going to go. So, like I said, it left the wick on one side, came back up, tapped right into the area that I said. Once you learn the manipulation of the candle, it will become so much easier. So much easier. The 5 minute candle, especially. I don't see anyone talking about it. Every time I'm on Instagram, everyone's talking about the 15-minute opening range. 15-minute opening range. Everybody's doing the 15-minute opening range. And I can tell you the 15-minute opening range has not been working out for me as much as the 5 minute candle hack that I always talk about. Your 5 minute candle hack is a secret piece of gold. You're not the first person to say that too. A lot of people are like, don't teach this. And honestly, it's going to always be there. It's going to always be there. 15-minute opening range, who knows? But the 5 minute candle hack will always be there because it will always make a wick on the other side. And it will always have that same movement. I've watched it for so long. I've been teaching it for 5 years now. And it's never fails. It happens all the time between 9:30 and 10:15-ish is its most common times. Especially market open. Like you look at this, left the wick on one side, move down. Left the wick, move down. It's not like it went down here and then came back up and left the wick. It left the wick, moved down. This one did the same thing. Left the wick, moved down. This one did it. They do it a lot. 5 minute candle hack. I've been teaching it forever. The 15-minute opening range or strategy has been proven to have minimum results over long periods. I believe it's about 55%. That's what I thought. And especially during the summer, it does not play out as well as it does in the winter months. And the 15-minute opening range, I have no hate on it. I think it's awesome as like a trend thing, but as my only strategy, no. I need other tools in my toolbox because there's no way you're getting me to wait an entire morning of 2-3 hours to make my money because I have to wait for a 15-minute opening range to play out. And most of the time it ranges inside of it. It'll range inside of it or fake you out and come back again. You would have to scalp it. 5 minute candle hack is inside of WAP. I actually teach it in the binary options course. So the binary options course is where I talk about it mostly. And that's where I figured it out. I did not figure it out on NASDAQ. I figured it out on the pocket option OTC charts. And I have videos on it showing how the first 2 minutes, it will create a wick on one side and then it will reverse and continue back down. Now, NASDAQ's a little bit shorter. You'll see it happen in the first minute and a half. Then the middle part of the 5 minute candle, it will kind of just like sit at trying to create the wick on the other side. And in the last minute or two, mostly minute, it will continue down in the direction that it wants to go. So same with the buys. It would be a selling wick, same thing. We're going the other way. This one created a wick on both sides right now. So this one's like ranging around, and this is where you have to wait, see where we're going. I do see we have a nice kind of reversal forming. Congratulations, Cindy. That is so awesome. Probably going to push back up here and then come back down here. Not all the way down. I mean, probably like right here. 10 a.m. candle just opened. Look at you, $365 in German. I see the rating above it. I've been wanting to learn German for a long time, especially since most of my family's not German and Russian. That's what I am. And my husband's whole side of the family, they are German as well. I know my husband likes to joke around and say it's the Russian side of me that likes to break down the market and like hack it, which is the 5 minute candle hack. He's like, see, that's just your genetics showing right there. I'm like, all right, good night. You're welcome. $337 profit. Congratulations. What did you say? Oh, you said if you answered this already, I'll go find it. When you do the 5 minute candle hack, how do you determine the right direction, or do you just trade the candles regardless of the direction? I like to stick with the direction. I do not like to like this. I wouldn't take unless I had one, two, and then the third one would kind of be my indication. Or if the second one, if it wasn't the start of a 10 minute or a 10, wow, a 4 hour candle at 10 o'clock, if it wasn't the start of that, I would have been more interested in this reversal. But because it's the start of a 4 hour candle at 10 o'clock, I'm not interested until we see clear momentum on where this 4 hour candle's going, as you can see. Probably it's definitely going to push back down here more to match up with the wick of this one, because that's usually what they do in New York session is the 4 hour, the previous 4 hour and the new 4 hour candle tend to match up wick wise to also do exactly what I said, which was to tap back down into this area. I don't even know how to say that. I'm not, why is this doing this to me? I'm not going to butcher myself on Zoom, but now I got to practice that. The way of saying that's great. You should learn Russian. I couldn't speak Russian if I wanted to. It is tremendously hard to speak Russian. I'm still trying to speak English when I first wake up. Wow, I was right. I thought you had Russian heritage. I do. My name is actually Russian, if my camera wants to come back. Yeah, my name is Russian, believe it or not. I think Putin's daughter is the same name as me. Your English seems fine to me, except for when I wake up in the morning. I may. Did I hear a tea kettle, Cindy, all the way from New Jersey? I love you. You're funny. No, not the tea kettle. I'm from an island. My accent is still thick, but I've been here for a long time. Yeah, I realize a lot of people that have accents from other countries, they still have it today. Like I know a couple people that are Ukrainian and they've been here for like 30 years and they still sound like that accent. Do I have any well, don't bring that into this. Do I have anything politically against since I'm on both sides? No, I don't have anything politically against anybody. I'm German, I'm Russian, and I have nothing against any of that. I actually don't get involved. I only get involved to see what it will do to the market. That's it. People are people, and that's how it is. Yeah, that's where I am. I'm not going to publicly make a mess about everything. I feel like it's also a big waste of your time in a way because it's nothing that you can control. It's like what Mel Robbins says, you have to let go of the things that you can't control. My camera really wants to piss me off today. But you have to let go of what you can't control. You'll find yourself a lot happier. Make your money and that's it. Yep. Yeah, I do agree with that. You're never going to fully agree anywhere. So you're better off just staying right where you are. So like I said, we're gonna push back up here, test these little highs, and then I still see a wick being formed down here, at least in the middle. If not, I'll be so surprised. But we still have 5 minutes left in this candle. We could let this candle sit as like a doji and then the next 15-minute candle come back down and then continue back up. These 5-minute candles I don't like to mess with. I like the 5-minute candles that stick more with the trend. So even here, where would you last New York session? Example right here. Let's turn this off for a second. See this? We had a push up, then we had another candle form, we had a pullback, continuation. Then we had a pullback here. Then we had a little pullback here and continuation. That's what I look for. And I only do that whenever the market is moving with a lot of volume. When it's not, it seems to be kind of all over the place, which is why I said it works in the morning session instead of, well, beginning of New York session, I should say. Look at this. So sad. Tap that stop loss by literally a tick twice and then came right back down. That was a beautiful sell signal. I would have re-entered if I saw that. Like this shows me that there's not enough buyers just looking at it. Looking at the volume over here, you see a lot of sellers built up. Probably for that drop I was talking about. Look, we have a sell on the 30-minute. Right around the entry that I gave. Look at that. Almost hit take profit 2. 81% of hitting take profit 1, which it did. That's cool. 15-minute signal already played out. So that's another cool thing. If you see a signal that came in on like the 5-minute chart, move up to the higher time frames and see if it hit take profit one yet, because it most likely will give you an 80% accuracy of hitting take profit one, which means you will still have time to get in on it. For example, right here, we missed it up here, but we technically didn't miss it here because when we entered here, my take profit was ironically at take profit one, which was 81% accuracy of hitting that area. So pretty darn cool. Congratulations, Cindy. I love it. Is that over 300 for the day? $370-ish? Well, actually, almost 400, right? Getting close. My math is not mathing today. So, did everyone make money today? Got on late, but I was able to grab $579. Congratulations. Congratulations, Danielle. $343. Then we have April at 600. And then Rita made 500 and then lost it. What'd you do? Take your money and run. It's okay. It happens. It happens to all of us, actually. Over trading. It's okay. We learn lessons, though. Marcus made $490. Erica made $831. You're welcome. Congratulations, everyone. That is so awesome. Made $3 and quickly close to avoid a loss. It's okay. $3 is $3. Congratulations. You're learning. Up $313 across 2 accounts on new Top Step combines. Congratulations. I can't get new Top Step combines until August 1st, which is tomorrow. Because July whooped my butt on Top Step. Not on my personals and not on my Apexes, but on Top Step it did. That makes 6 in total, 4 funded. Awesome. That is really awesome. Here's a little 5-minute candle hack coming about for you. It's start of a new 15-minute candle. We kind of did a push up. I'm going to venture to say with the way this candle ended, we would push down. So I'm done on all my accounts today. I'm not trading. I'm exhausted. So let's screenshot this. Put this in the chat for everyone. And I am done for the day. Coming up on 10:30. I think I'm going to call it. Yeah, you should never trade when you can't think straight. I know. That's what I thought about this morning. I'm like, if I trade, I'm taking one trade and I'm done. Because I don't want to be caught up in anything else today. Have a great day. I'm gonna end it here. I'm exhausted. I probably need to go back to sleep for like 20 minutes at least. But I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow's NFP and the first of the month. It is going to be wild. We're gonna play it safe. We're just gonna see how it goes. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for hopping on with me, and let's make tomorrow another good day.